Oh yeah, and if y'all have any questions or concerns, you know what I'm saying, feel free to reach out. You know, let me know what you think. You know, you can shoot me your email. I got mad fucking books to send out, you know, to share. Cause it's never, you know, it's not just about me. You know, like they say, each one reach one. You know, and I'm not even reaching, but you know, like a part of this, like I'm doing for myself. Really, you know, this is a good way for me to like let my thoughts out. You know, cause I go through life. You know, I go through my daily motions. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, doing my thing. I don't see or hear a lot of these dialogues. The tone, it's a lot of competition. You know, it's a lot of, you know, we like to tear each other down in all spheres. I see it in the political sphere. I see it in the social sphere, you know, in the social interactions. I see it at the job, you know what I'm saying? I see it in, you know, in the advertisements, you know what I'm saying, the media, the films, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, even in nature, like, you know what I'm saying, because nature is going to roll with whatever. It's going to adapt and it's going to roll with what you give it. You know, it's going to assimilate it, you know what I'm saying, flip it, you know. So even if you were to commit devilish acts, you being the God, you realizing that you the God, there will always be an element of purity. There will always be an element of love to balance out the equation. You know what I'm saying? If you're a devil, you can do all the good acts in the world. You can do all the good deeds in the world. But every good deed you do is going to have in its essence a seed of devilishment within it. You see what I'm saying? This is why no matter what pale races do that appear to be good, it always turn out to be some fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's real. And there are a lot of niggas, there are a lot of sleeping gods out there that are on fuck shit, that in its essence is pure. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the world loves us, because everything we do becomes food for thought. You see what I'm saying? Which reminds me, I haven't gone into the connection of the 12 jewels and the 12 signs of the zodiac. Never before have I seen or heard anybody connect the 12 jewels to the 12 signs of the zodiac. I remember sitting in my room and, you know, I'm playing with numbers, you know, playing with the numbers, trying to see what I can extract, you know, trying to see what I can learn through their interactions. And I started getting into studying the powers. And by the powers, I don't mean like 2 to the 3rd power, 5 to the this power. I don't mean like that. I mean the function. Like, each number has a specific function. It behaves in a particular kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Each number is unique, for those who understand number theory. Like, why is it that in some systems your analysis is invalid until you add 3? You have to add a 3 for your you know what I'm saying, for your you know what I'm saying, for your result, for your final answer to the equation. I started using this power of 3, and in using the power of 3, I was able to harmoniously link. And by harmoniously, I mean when I did it, you know, after I completed it, and just compared it, like the concepts like love, peace, you know, peace, love, happiness, like those ideas to those specific signs, like they resonated heavily. And I did a video, perhaps when I had a time I will edit this and attach that old video that I did where I actively live linked them up, so you will see, so you would get a vivid idea on how it was done. You know what I'm saying? Because like when I first started doing it, like I stumbled a little bit, because you know it is what it is, you know, when you learning and you just starting out. But it's a specific way you do it, and the way that I did it, it all lined up. So when I get the chance, I'm gonna present that for y'all to do the knowledge on. And like I said, you know, if the shit resonate with you, you vibe with it, then cool. You know, perhaps I'm on to something. You know. But yeah, that's it. I damn near was about to do another long video after the one that I said I was done with. Yeah, I'm still ordering. Like, I order a new book every week. Next series of books I'm gonna get is gonna include Hidden Power. You know, getting into understanding the subconscious mind and tapping into the subconscious mind. You know, things like that. I got this book right here dealing with you know, the different cycles of life, you know, Self-Mastery and Fate by Spencer Lewis. You know, it deals with the number 7 a lot, using the 7 to understand major life cycles. It's an okay read. You know, I wasn't, you know, my appetite wasn't really satisfied with it. You know, like, he was going a lot into a bunch of diatribe and shit. I really don't care about diatribe. I really don't care about your personal opinions. Like, I only want the facts. You know what I'm saying? To add on. So, but, you know, he was just going into like he would break some shit. Like, he would introduce you to certain shit, but then he fuck around and just like go on and on and on and on about a bunch of this fluff. Like get the, like, come on, like, I'm falling asleep as I'm trying to read this shit. And the last part, he disappointed me. Dude was talking about, like, he said there is a cycle of incarnation. A cycle of incarnation. And the nigga was talking as if he was getting ready to, you know what I'm saying, break down the science on how you could figure out when, you know what I'm saying, when you incarnated in your past life type shit. You know, I thought he was going to get into it, but, you know, he just introduced it like, yeah, you know, there is a such thing as this, and and it's a fascinating thing to understand. You know, you need to understand these things because they're very important. And man, okay, nigga, make your point, get to the point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't feeling that, but it's alright. It's alright though. Like, I'll read through it again, and you know, it got some gems in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just take my word for it. You know what I'm saying? Pick it up if it, you know, if you feel it, if you think, you know what I'm saying, if it piqued your curiosity. You know, like right here, chapter 11, the daily cycle of the significant hours. You know, I think this is going into the planetary hours. I'm not sure. What's this? Okay, linking the letters to, okay, and the sounds, and okay, deep here. No, this ain't sound. This is, okay. The soul, is this it? The soul cycle. Hold on. Rhythm established at the moment of birth. I don't know. Period number 5. Okay. During these 52 days, the cosmic impulses and tendencies are to bring a happy fruition and successful termination of the things with which we have been laboring. Okay. So yeah, like, this book will help you, like, help you, you know what I'm saying, add on, like, for those of you who are into reading through timing, events and shit like that. Like, when I read stuff like this, to me, this is just like a gross way of, like, it's almost like how popular astrology would, you know, like how Western astrology tends to, they don't use actual measurements. They use approximation, like approximately this, or you know, like they round shit. You know, where, you know, you have masters like Ra'aku who, like, break that shit down to fucking seconds, you know, minutes and seconds and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But once again, we're getting into that final piece, you know, and his cipher is, you know, from the science that he practices, is right and exact, you know. So I read this and I be like, man, you know, after I done did the knowledge on, you know, what he brings to the table, and I read shit like that, I'm like, you know, I'm not really feeling it like that, because I feel like it's not giving me enough. You know, I feel like I'm reading from a perspective that doesn't have a truly detailed understanding of what he's bringing, you know. So, you know, he was using a lot of, he was referring a lot to different cycles of time, you know. So anybody who's good at math, you know, good at trigonometry and shit like that, good at calculus, algebra, whatever, can figure all this shit out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't nothing. But I bring my books to work. I even went so far. I even had the nerve to bring this to work. You know what I'm saying? Now, this, for a regular everyday person looking at something like this, could cause shock and alarm. That ain't nothing. That's like, whether you in the church or not in the church, you create entities every day. Every time you have an idea in your head, that idea is living, it's alive, it is an entity. How the fuck do you think events come about in the first place? You have 1 billion people who think about shit, who think about doing shit, and they go out and do shit. And the tone, like the frequency and the intensity of the forces that are within you is going to affect the velocity of, you know what I'm saying, it's going to affect the rate and the velocity of the work that you do, of the work that you put in, the energy that you put forth, that you project. So yeah, like, and this has like a snowball effect, and and I'm breaking this down, and I haven't even read this book yet, but I understand the concept. I understand the concept of this. I understand the concept of creating an entity, because without reading a book, like, I've done, like, I understand it, like, I know the results of my actions, and when I study my surroundings and what's going on, because everything that I observe around me, I observe it in the relationship, in relation to my thinking, to the way in which I think. So, I see the coincidences or the coincidences of what's going on around me, and I link it all together. When you do things like that, there's really no room for victimization. Like, you can't think this way and be a victim at the same time. Like, you really sit there and be like, you start understanding how pretty much everything you think about, everything that you feel inside, everything that you visualize comes into fruition. Every fucking thing. Everything. For those guys out there who always worried about, damn, why can't I get any abundance? Like, why can't I get a woman into my life? Shit like that, childish shit like that. Actually, you do get, women, a lot of women actually come into your life. Why? Because you wanted them to come into your life. You want them to come into your life. They come into your life. And what do you do? What do you do when they come to your life? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then you become frustrated. But you didn't do anything. You start that negative self-talk. And it's not just men and, a man, as far as men, trying to get the girl of their dreams. This applies to every fucking thing in life. Anything that you set out to accomplish, to achieve, to grasp, it starts with you. It starts with your cipher. You know, you are the one that plugs or unplugs this shit. You know, you are the one that is causing a delay and pressing Control Alt and Delete at the same fucking time. You know. But yeah, like, everything you feel, everything you think comes into fruition without fail. You know what I'm saying? I seen it, I witnessed it, I felt it, tasted, touched it. You know, that shit is fucking real. That's why, like, some people say minding your business deletes 50% of your problems. For those who are more spiritually inclined, start practicing. You can practice what is called the 4 agreements. The 4 agreements, you know, if you're open, you don't even need to pick up the book. You just need to know what the fuck the 4 agreements are. And matter of fact, let me pull up. Let me get my computer here so I could look it up. I know one of them basically is like, you know, it's just four rules pretty much to, like, you know, live a truly purposeful and wholesome life. Like, you know, one of the and I'm about to search it right now, but like one of them is, you know, basically telling you to say what you feel. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that double talk bullshit. Like, say one thing when you really want a different result. Like, be impeccable with your words. You know, another rule, and I'm still waiting for this to load up. I haven't even typed anything in yet. Another rule is, damn, it was just on the tip of my mind. I just had it. Don't take things personal. Like, you know, we interact with people on a daily basis, and, you know, people are going to act the way they act with you and around you. You know, they're going to treat you a certain way. And a lot of people, especially manipulative people, they will make it appear as if you've done something wrong, when really they're just projecting. Like, I can't tell you how many people I've talked to who will tell me about a person who are an asshole pretty much, but they're going off on them about how much they are an asshole. But they're the ones who were the asshole the whole time. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the person who says, why don't you ever call me? Well, the reason why, you know what I'm saying, the very fact that you're saying that, how come you never call me, would mean that we never talk, which means that you never fucking call that person either. So you're even. What's the issue? You know what I mean? You know, it's dumb. So my computer being slow. See, I'm typing in Google. Oh, and now, see, I put it on blast, and now I want to start working. Put you on camera, now you want to start acting right. So, I truly believe at this point, with the way at least my technology is, like, I gotta use this shit on a daily. I promise. Like, I'm truly beginning to believe that even inanimate objects take on the nature of, you know what I'm saying, that which constantly focuses on it. You know, like there's a transference of something between me and what I'm using. You know, because I swear it's exhibiting like some of my fucking personality. Like it's rebellious as fuck. This motherfucking computer don't never want to work when I want the motherfucker to work. It's not until I cuss it out and put it on blast that it want to start working without fail. So hold on, 4 agreements. What are the 4 agreements? I don't need the Amazon. Come on, alright, here it is. TotechSpirit.com. About to hook us up. So I gotta go and get some more some more gems. It's the Tiger's Eye. That's for confidence and fortune with job searching and shit like that. And the jobs I've been getting been on point. I can't complain. Like if you're doing personal years, like for numerology, if you're doing personal years, the odd or the active years, the even or the more passive years. It's not as much activity. But like I'm in the 1 year, so this is all activity. Like a lot of shit is happening when you're in an active year. Like when first of all, when you're looking, like when you're studying, like okay, and you coming up with your calendars, like okay, this the year I'm in. It's not necessarily a signal to do something, because that leaves room for a lot of error. Like people really try to use numbers to be like, okay, today I need to wipe my ass. You know what I'm saying? Like they have that type of mentality in mind. But it's not like that. It's like you're in the 1 year. So there's going to be a high probability. There is going to be very probable that you're gonna have a lot of opportunities coming your way. It's highly probable. Now, depending on what the fuck you do, you can up or lower the odds. You know, you can increase or decrease your odds. So, like, one way to fuck up your odds in the active year is to express a lot of resistance to the flow of energy coming in. A good example of this, hold on, before I even get into all that, you can look at this as like a seed bed. You can look at it the same way you go outside and look at the weather. The conditions of such and such is profitable. You know, you can gain a lot from it. So, the conditions are ripe for such and such to occur. You see what I'm saying? So, if I was to tweak this a certain way, you know what I'm saying? If I was to press right here, I could make the whole entire thing collapse, kind of thing. Like that. That's the idea. That's the idea that you really want to have when you're dealing with this shit. But anyway, agreement number 1: be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Boy, oh boy. Is that not what every fucking body across the globe do? That's what the media is. The media is built off of fucking gossip. You know what I'm saying? See, you done already fucked up your cornerstone. You see what I'm saying? You've already impeded yourself. You know what I'm saying? Avoid using, use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. It sounds easy, but for most people, it's next to fucking impossible. It is the heaviest weights to lift is the weight of truth, which is, you know what I'm saying? It's a fucking paradox, because the truth is light as a feather. Living the truth shall make you light as a feather. Yet for the ignorant, for the deaf, dumb, and blind, it is the heaviest weight to lift. So, anyway, rule number 2, or agreement number 2, don't take anything personal. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. Agreement number 3, don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. And the final agreement, always do your best. Shit, you've been hearing that your whole fucking life. You know what I'm saying? Always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstance, simply do your best, and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. Now then it tells you, how to integrate, that, I ain't about to get into all that shit, but there you have it. For those of you, damn, do I have my backpack? Ugh. Just in case I have people from my job who see this video, go into a little bit about this recent book I got. Damn, and it's looking like it's about to be another late night, because I supposed to went to sleep. Be one of the books I be bringing to the job. You know what I'm saying? Got people asking questions. Rest in power to that man. About to kill these peanut butter crackers. Yeah, where the books? Okay, hold on. I need to sit this down. My bad. That shit was fire. Alright, so got these bangers. Dang, you can't even see the shit. Slaves with swag. But this the one that is really peeping my attention right now. 12 powers of man. So, you know, this breaks down, you know what I'm saying, connecting the 12 disciples with the 12 senses, you know, of the apparently the subconscious mind, because that's what dude was getting into in the beginning. You know, and when I read this book, and he's talking about things like, you know, developing faith and strength, and, you know, these different ideas, these different states of mind, and linking them or calling them the 12 powers. You know what I'm saying? That's a very interesting concept. But one part, as I'm reading it now, I haven't gotten too far in it. But this part about like for people who, like, if you're religious and you honestly believe that you're going to go to heaven when you die, and then he goes into the fact that nothing anywhere, there is no teaching that ever taught you, that ever said that, you know, that never teaches you to die just so that you can receive the kingdom of heaven. There is no teaching that tells you that you win anything after you're dead. You know what I'm saying? But I want to read it directly. So I need, hold on. Okay, boom. Alright, so here it is right here. The majority of Christians believe that they are going to this heaven when they die. But Jesus does not teach that the dead go first to glory. On the contrary, Jesus teaches that death may be overcome. Quote, if a man keep my word, he shall never see death. Paul taught that Jesus attained victory over death. Christ, being raised from the dead, dieth no more. Let not sin therefore reign in your mortal body, that ye should obey the lust thereof. Neither present your members, and by members they mean like the parts of your body, your members unto sin as instruments of unrighteousness. And that's a subtle hint towards, you know, the work. Like, there are different systems you could use to work on your spirit, to work on, you know, reconfiguring, you know, your soul into, you know, into a, so that you become a vehicle of light. But also, like, doing that, you know, to attempt that spiritual work, like that true alchemy, that gets into, that goes beyond, like, what typical, if you was to go the astrological route, that goes beyond, like, okay, oh, I'm a Sagittarius, I got big thighs, or I'm a Sagittarius, so I